Hello people, this is Ryder here to review the Ultraman Zero Ultralight Coin Arc Set. So, obviously, last time we took a look at Zero's selection of medals. Now it's time to have the, at the time, the currently running Ultraman series Arc to get his own set. So, as opposed to the blue that the Zero set was, this is now green, which is pretty interesting. And again, this is a pretty interesting selection, as obviously we have Arc, Solus Armor, Luna Armor, and Lutean, which is pretty neat and such. So as we can see the coins right there. Again, this is the Subaraya seal of approval. The Subaraya approval sticker. Obviously, this is coming from Bandai China. Tells you what all this does. And yeah, pretty basic overall. Here we have the coins out of their respective packaging. Again, I apologize for that horrible angle, but that's just because I want to make it easier on myself and not having to zoom in. So here we are, or here we have Arc. Again, just a normal press image for him. And what I realized is that I think these might be based off of elements, because this background is the same as Saga's, which is pretty neat. And then, actually, before, again, if you have not watched the other prior to videos, these are kind of formatted like yokai medals where they have the names of the ultras, or the characters. So again, we have it in English and then Chinese. The rim, and then the back, like so. Again, it still is numbered 114. And again, for each of these videos, we will compare it to a pre-existing Ultra medal. So we have the other prior new generation Ultra. So we got Trigger. Whenever they do an Ultra replica, we'll probably get Decker, Blazer, Arc, and Omega. So there's that. Now I can continue what I was going to say. Here we have Arc Solus Armor. And as you can tell from here, it's the same background as Belial with fire. Which good. It's actually, I don't know how I did not pick up these were elemental base. Because we got Solus, or we got Arc Solus Armor. Or, what? We got Arc Luna Armor. Which again, is blue. I can't believe I'm starting to piece this together. Yeah, again, the backs are the same. And then, as we've already looked at before with the box, our really interesting pick for this one is Lutean. And he's green. Just like Zet. I thought these were like different attributes. Huh, okay. Obviously, Lutean is the form. Obviously, Arc is the form of Lutean when he actually becomes one with Yuma. If you... I mean, I haven't watched Arc either, but... let's use these with the Zero original brace. So again, if you haven't watched the other videos, just slot the coin in like so. And then obviously that's the transformation for Arc, and then for the finisher. We have the Arc Finalizer. I think all of these are going to be new to me because obviously no one besides anyone that owns this has heard the Arc's finisher sounds without his grunt, because obviously this is technically the first of Arc's like legend, or not legend, but like just legend, ultra legend like gimmick inclusion that isn't his own series. Here's Soulless Armor. I really do like the grunts are kind of consistent with the art cubes. I don't remember the finisher names for the armors. I know it's like Solus something, Luna something. Speaking of Luna. Sorry. Like, the only one I obviously can only recall is Saturn Freezer, or Saturn Freezing, because I had to do a short on it. Last but not least, Lucian. He does not have a grunt. Obviously, he has the same ride sound as Arc, if you have not picked up his Arc Cube. I don't think it's called the Arc Finalizer, but I don't think it's called the Lucian Finalizer either. I think it's cool to at least have this toy being the first thing of Lucian getting that isn't just, you know, because technically, like, was it before, the Arc Cube was just a re-release of the Gashapon version of the Arc Cube, so it wasn't technically, I mean, you can argue that it is Lucian, but Lucian did not have a programmed sound for himself within the Arc Ariser, so again, just like the Zero set, I think the Arc set is pretty nice. It's pretty straightforward. We get all three of Arc's core forms, and Lucian is a nice bonus. Like, yeah, like Draken was telling me, like, oh, like, where's the Galaxy Armor? Why isn't the Galaxy Armor included? But it was just like, I think it's because this was made before the Galaxy Armor. Even, oh, I mean, of course the Galaxy Armor was commercial and was in production, but like obviously they couldn't put it out because Arc was airing at the time, so they couldn't have just spoiled it, obviously. So but other than that, like, I think it's like it makes sense, again, as I said before, as to why they just decided to do Arc right away for this and such. And like was said before with the Zero set, if they were to have pushed these sets up to 6 coins as the temperature overheats, I wouldn't really know who they would have put in for the other two, which is why, like, again, like, if I don't remember the Galaxy Armor was programmed into this, because the one video I saw never did any new generation heroes or like any characters after Z, or put out sounds after Z. So um I think it would have been perfect if Blazar got included, just to do him and the Fedora armor, but nevertheless, again, for this set itself, just like the Zero set, I got it for $3 off of Superbuy. Pretty cheap for what you get, and it's pretty worthwhile and such. But that's where I have to conclude this. So, yeah, this is all they put out for this toy. They put out only 2 sets and just never touched on it again, which I think is super unfortunate, because, as I've said before, someone did put out all the sounds, or not all the sounds, but like at least all the ultras from, obviously, from Ultraman to Z. They, like, on Billy, like, someone put out all the sounds for them, and yeah, it's kind of disappointed they never bothered to commercialize on this thing more. uh, I would have liked to have gotten more sets, or because honestly, I said this in the live stream, but like basically what we've covered is kind of what is like normal for like at least the first week of stuff. But like it would have been nice if we at least gotten like 4 more sets as like after this thing got released, because this thing got released I think in December of 2024. It was like the end of the year. Some like November, December of 2024. So I think Bandai China could have like still put out like 2 sets per like every few months and such. Because honestly, for me personally, I would have just preferred if, I personally don't care if we don't get any ultras from like Ultraman through like Taiga. Like I don't care about getting them again, but like I think it would have been cool to at least have gotten like Trigger, Decker, and Blazar, at least, like getting sets corresponding to them, even if that's straying away from Zero. Like, you can still put out like Zero adjacent sets. Like, again, like what I said before, we could have gotten an entire Zero form set with Strong Corona Zero, Luna Miracle Zero, Shining Ultraman Zero, and Zero Beyond. And then we could have gotten an entire Z set comprising of Beta Smash, Gamma Future, Delta Rise Claw. I don't know if Deadseum Rise Claw was included, but if you can't really fill anyone out, then just put in I'm pretty sure G Galaxy Rising was programmed in, but I think I said Ultimate Zero. Just do that. Just throw in a zero, another zero in. Like, like honestly, like I thought they would at least try to pump out a lot of Zero coins, at least Zero and Z, and then go back to doing like Trigger, Decker, and Blazar. Sorry for constantly forgetting Decker, because honestly, I think Trigger and Decker could have been like a solid like set by themselves, because Trigger, you just need multi power, sky, glitter, and then Decker could be Flash, Miracle, Strong, and Dynamic. And then for, obviously, we need a way to put in Trigger Truth, so that's why you do essentially call it the Blazar set, but then put in Trigger Truth and Galaxy Armor. The Galaxy Armor, I don't remember, again, I don't know if that was ever programmed, but if you can't, then just do another Zero form. Just always try to, or Belial Atrocious. But yeah, again, it's just unfortunate that like there's so much sounds program. This has the same amount of playability as like a typical Ultraman device. So it's just kind of disappointing that we don't have the sounds for that as the temperature increases again. As I said before, as I keep saying a lot, these stands are obviously not included. These are the Gashapon stands that come with the Ultra. These stands come with the Ultra Metal, the Gashapon Ultra Metal sets and such. But I'm sorry for constantly cutting it in and out and such. I just want to get this over with. I'll let the camera cool. But that'll have to do with this review. This is Ryder, and I'll leave you people. Bye.